It's going to be higher.
Okay, good morning everybody. Good morning. Hello and welcome to the University of the West of Scotland. And today you will see we have with us some additional friends, which is absolutely lovely. So a warm welcome to Maple, Tessa, Uno, who's shy and under the table at the moment, and Finn, the fish. I don't know what the fish are called, so I'm calling them Fin 1, Fin 2, Fin 3. So we have got Fish here, we have got a number of friends, and we really appreciate you coming in to join us today for Dementia and Multi-Species Caring workshop. And we're interested today in learning more and sharing current practice and thinking about future possibilities. So thank you very much for joining. We'd like it to be a relaxed workshop event, so please feel free to come and go if you need to use the facilities or just wish to stretch your legs or take a break from the room. So please feel comfortable, enjoy it, enjoy meeting some of our animal friends and get to know each other. So my name is Debbie, I'm one of the professors here, and I have the privilege of directing the Alzheimer's Scotland Centre for Policy and Practice at the university. And it's a very special day for me, not only because I'm meeting Maple and some new friends for the first time, but this is my first day back having fractured my ankle. So I'm not very good with crutches. I am meant to be using them. But I don't need my fracture boot anymore, so if you see me running around without my crutches, just remind me, I really should be using them. So a very big thank you to our workshop organisers, and a very big thank you to our funders. And the funders are the British Society of Gerontology. If you are not already a member of the British Society of Gerontology, think about it. It is a wonderful group. It is a forum for people who are interested in the experiences of later life and situations that older people in particular are in. And it's a registered charity. And we find it a tremendous way of meeting different people, of having interdisciplinary conversations, and importantly, conversations with people, the people who we are purporting to be supporting and understanding. So a big thank you to the British Society of Gerontology. Now, if you haven't already discovered, you will find on your table a programme for today, so you can see the plan and the timings, and we'll try to stick to those timings. And you can see we have an array of very different speakers coming from different experiences to share their work with you. And I would just like to, at the moment while we're all sitting down and everybody's behaving themselves, including me, just say a very, very big thank you to all of our speakers on behalf of the organising committee and on behalf of the University of West of Scotland for coming today and sharing your insights about multi-species caring. So just let me take a moment or two to tell you a little bit more about our Alzheimer's Scotland Centre here at the university. I have been here and working in the centre since it was established in 2013, and over that time the team have grown, and we have had the opportunity to think very carefully about what drives us, what are the values and what's important to us. And we believe fundamentally that people with dementia deserve to have high quality of care. Now, whilst that seems a very easy statement to make, it's actually very difficult to deliver in practice for all sorts of reasons. We know high quality care is possible. when practitioners have enhanced knowledge, but they also need practical skills. We know it's possible when we have enlightened policies that are collaboratively put into practice, and that's what we all help to do. But importantly, it's about society respecting the rights of people with dementia and their families. And it's about caring interventions that are helpful, and caring interventions in all shapes and forms need to have an evidence base, and that's why you don't work with animals. And very importantly in our beliefs are that what we do, what all of us do, and how we develop our practices and our caring interventions is that we should do so collaboratively with people with dementia, with family carers, and everybody should be involved in saying what would be helpful in terms of practice, informing shared decision making, education and research. Now, I told you we were going to be relaxed today. Things like this will happen, and it will happen again. Don't worry. The thing you need to worry about is about caring interventions and the possibilities that we have through multi-species caring interventions. That's just saying I love you, isn't it? That is just saying you're on my team, we're together. And Maple will be able to recognise her team through smell. So caring interventions include interventions of all sorts of types. Human interventions, multi-species interventions, and we need to have an evidence base to make sure we deliver them in the best possible way. Many years ago, if you have been interested in nursing home practice, you may have heard of a culture change project called the Eden Alternative that started in the United States. This was one of the first big movements that recognised the importance of nature, but also the importance of being close to animals in life. The picture you see of the lady with the donkey, she was absolutely thrilled to tell me what had happened. And this is putting one of the principles I told you about working with people, working closely with people and sharing decisions. The residents committee of this care home, it happens to be in St. Louis, in America. The residents committee were asked what would make their life, their day, their nursing home better. And they came up with something which rather threw the medical director and the nursing director. They came up with they wanted a donkey, they wanted chickens, and they wanted a small farm. And they got it. To get it, despite the Eden Alternative being quite the thing at the time, they had to negotiate all sorts of potential barriers about hygiene, about who would care, the welfare of the animals, not least. But these people had expressed their right and said what they wanted. So if we ask people what they want, we have to prepare to listen to the answer. And it might not be what you expect. So their donkey was an amazing donkey, come out of retirement to come and be a member of the care home, and was never lonely, and made a huge, huge difference to those people. What you see on the other side of the diagram are some canine friends, a bit like Uno, but Baxter in his basket is wondering what's going to happen in the future, as there's the talk of robotic animals replacing nice, fluffy, paw friends. Now, whilst he's trying very hard with his glowing eyes to look as if he's a future dog, he's a real dog. He was actually a rescue dog who had an amazing ability to behave himself and express caring with people who were frail. When he wasn't with people who were frail, he was a nightmare. And I know that because I rescued him. But he had an amazing sense of being with. When he needed to be calm, when he needed to be that lovable, quiet boy, somehow something magic happened. And I don't know why or how that came about, but it did. Folk from the robotic side of life seem to be very interested in creating robotic alternatives to real animals. And one of the things that perhaps will come into the conversations you have today is a thought. Whether the future holds a metallic electronic pet, or whether the future holds the belief that actually there is reciprocity in relationships with real beings. And when you talk to older people and they tell you how lonely they are and how much warmth and joy they get from mixing with real animals, whether they be furry animals, whether they be a tortoise with a hard shell, or whether they be the fish who you can watch and be part of you, it's a very, very different experience. I'm not saying there isn't a place for robotics, but I'm just curious to know what is the evidence, and I hope that's going to be part of your conversation. So I'm going to stay with you during the day, so I'm very much looking forward to what happens next. I'm going to keep out of the way of the rear end of Maple. And I really hope you enjoy your day. So thank you very much.